Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the action here for Paladins. My name is Evan Rayner. Rain Day. This is Hi-Rez, Pretty Hair, Nick Keogh, and it's time to talk about Paladins esports. We're back for the last match, but before we get to that, Nick, let's talk about what we saw Dosips showing off in the last match of that scoreboard there. The Mastery skin.
A lot of Mastery rewards. He was rocking the Cosmic Makoa, as well as the Mastery pose, which you get at 5. You get the emote at 8. The Obsidian, which is the black variant on the left there. Maeve is sporting that at 10. You get the spray at 12, the blue Cosmic version at 15, and then the title, of course, at 20. So a lot of good stuff to be had for grinding those champions, making boosters all that much more important in my eyes.
Yeah, it just takes a long time to get to those levels. Like, we don't have anyone at 15. At all. And we played this game for a long time. Barely have people at 12 or 10, only a select few. So by the time you're getting up to there, you're really picking and choosing, really playing those champions that you love, and unlocking some of those, having the opportunity to grab that in game. So it's going to be an exciting one, as well as console. That's exciting. PS4, Xbox One. You got one? Well, download Paladins. It's free. There's absolutely no reason not to have this on your console and play with your friends. You can enjoy some fast-paced, first-person shooter action, and maybe if you get good enough, sign up for Console Wars and see us in Valencia. It's coming. Yeah. It's getting late, but
make that decision soon.
Very, very soon. So this is a big game, Nick. It's Dare Rising versus Swarm. These are the two bottom teams right now, and this is going to determine who kind of takes the edge in that third-place matchup.
To be frank, if either one of these teams want a shot at DreamHack, they have to win this game right here. They are going to have, you know, whether it's Swarm or whether it's Dare Rising, they have to take every single game off of the 3rd or 4th seed, respectively, depending on what team you're looking at.
Yeah, you cannot drop these games.
They can't afford to drop these games.
And so that's going to be important for them. Now, this set, it could go back and forth, but Frog Isle is a map that really usually goes one way. And let's see who gets the advantage here heading into the Champion Select. Coming up right now, game number 1 versus Dare Rising versus Swarm. Dare will have the first pick, and Drogos it is. Seems like everybody knows the trick. The Swarm trick at this point.
The Swarm 1 trick, and Drox is taking to counter it out, though. Ruckus as well. And, you know, frankly, his Random Noob's Bomb King wasn't bad. He still had top damage in the game where he had Bomb King, even though they got lost, but they take that away, too. So now this is... All right, Paul, what you got? What else you got, Paul?
Not a lot for him to do here. Maybe he's on the Androxus. Maybe he's feeling that comfortable. But, you know, right now, I want to see the less of the conversation about Random Noob TV. I want to talk about someone else on Swarm. The truth is, I don't know who I want to talk about, but they're going to have to show me. I need somebody else to step up. Swarm needs to have other big-time players, big-time names. The Torvald comes in again, so this is clearly a part of their strategy. They think works. They think Frog Isle. It is a good map for Torvald, to be honest, but although he's not in the meta, trying to really make this pick viable.
Who's it going to be? Somebody to dive? Maybe they go for the Kinessa again. Even still, Cassie taken away by Dare Rising, so a very damaging, frag-heavy lineup. And Kinessa is selected, and while there is no hard flanker on Dare Rising, you know, I would be very hard-pressed to believe that there is not going to be immense pressure put on this backline, Kinessa in particular.
Now, not everyone can do as well as Evil Eye does on Drogos. Evil Eye does on Bomb King, you know, Cuss Cutie on Damba, Dosips on those types of champions like Makoa or Inara, and just Wardoom staying alive, singing like he's revamping the Bee Gees song from the 70s. So this is a different team. Fire had a good chance, but no, it won't be Fire. It'll be him on Androxus. Kinessa. Random Noobs. So starting off with the side of Dare Rising, Ripen Gourd for DarkRider on Maldamba. Combustible for Protections, Drogos. Pluck for Makoa on Phazor there, playing him. And Accelerant Bomb King for William, 355. Exaction Cassie for Invocal.
Nice. Mortal Reach for MrHazee's Saris. That will be the healer for the side of Swarm. Dreiss will be taking Aerial Assault back in the roster here. Good stuff. Seeing him come back. Random Noobs got the Eagle Eye Darkstalker for Fires and Droxus. Again, Torvald's loadout data, a little bit failure to load there, but gonna have to find that early first frag here. And, you know, Eagle Eye plus Field Study, it's, you know, it could very come. There's a big headshot that puts a ton of damage into Makoa very early, and that's what they needed. They needed to hit the brakes early on this push from Dare Rising.
And Dreiss already gets the follow-up kill onto Invocal, and this is a great start for Swarm. They're looking to follow up on this combat transport into the fight and away from the pursuer there, the Bomb King running on the backside. Fire already has one to his name, and Dreiss gets two. This is what I wanted to see here. Dreiss showing up.
Good stuff. 63% for Swarm as well, and can't stress how big it was for that first headshot to come through, skunking the aggression from DarkRider. They were all going to move in a little mobile death squad straight back to randomnoobtv to try and take him down. There's the field study. Getting dove a little bit, but staying alive for the time being.
Oh, great. 2 shots in a row. Can he make it 3? He can.
Nice.
This is great damage from randomnoobtv. Trying to get away. Transporter not ready yet, but he's going to be safe and sound for right now. Invocal actually putting the energy onto him, but randomnoob will take down William. Invocal finally gets the kill, but it is too little too late. He may just hop off, or is he going to try to fight his way? He will. Dodge rolling out of danger for now.
Just commanding so much attention in these fights. Everyone from DarkRider assumes that if you kill Random Noob, you defeat Swarm, and they're showing us that's not the case right now. They are winning these fights convincingly as 3 or 4 members are trying desperately to kill randomnoobtv. So these guys are not something to be ignored.
But they need to be, that needs to be the case, Nick. If they're going to have a chance at winning, Torvald off the map there almost stays alive. But they need to have that happen if they're going to have a chance. Dreiss playing very well on this ruckus. And how much does this go to show just, I think, the experience of doing this lineup against some teams like Cutie and the boys of Team Cryptic versus DarkRider here. Maybe not as skilled at handling it.
They execute. Yeah, and in new teams, right? They'll pick what they've seen at the top of the meta, but they just won't handle it appropriately. And that's what I like, you know, about Simslo and that old squad there. They just take what they like. Yeah. They take what they're good with. There's a reversal. Blocks a lot of that damage, but it won't be enough. Invocal takes down 2 with him on his Cassie, looking to make it 3.
And smart play by MrHazee. He actually doesn't heal Torvald there. Amos could have gotten healed, but just elects to just stay alive. It gives them an extra 10 seconds that they wouldn't have to wait for him to respawn, and they'll just push forward. They don't need anything more. A minute is left, and that's enough time, more than enough, to actually push this to the end. It's 95% of the way there already.
Looking for just one more clean team fight win. They're positioned in a good spot for a Hyper Beam. Looking for more. Makoa doesn't make it back onto the map, so that's a free 4v5 start.
Oh, jumps over the Dragon Punch. Are you kidding me? Protection finally does the ring around the Rosie, but gets shot in the air. Took too long to finish off Torvald, and that was a sacrifice well needed. Maldaba trying to follow up on his own Dread Serpent, but it's not enough. What a transport by randomnoobtv. Lands on the back ledge, and this convergence could set up a lot.
Look, needs one more shot on Invocal. Gets under the shell shield, unfortunately. That might be it for this team fight. Not a lot of steam left here. Random Noob, the only one left with the damage that they need to put this one through. Oh. But he gets blasted off the map by the Combustible.
And that is how valuable Combustible can be. 10 seconds left. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to contest this very well. Dreiss is here, but 4 seconds left. It's going to make it very difficult, especially now that Fire has been felled by the Dredge Anchor and the combination damage of DarkRider and Invocal.
A lot of ultimates used as well from Swarm. So DarkRider are in a decent spot here. They've got their level 2 offensives online as well as the ultimate advantage. So as far as I'm concerned, all things equal or even in favor of DarkRider despite losing that first payload.
I agree. Taking a look at the items here, anything strike you as interesting? Starting out with the maybe early resilience investment?
Big resilience investments here. We've got 4, now 5 members, and you know, with the King Bomb, with the Dread Serpent, those are going to be very important things to try and negate. Resilience, a good cheap item here. Only 200 at the first tier, 400 at the second. You know, 60% crowd control reduction is pretty much what you need, right? Yeah. 90% is a little bit overkill, so good value here. Only 600 credits to get yourself to rank 2 resilience. I like the pickup from Swarm.
It's Dread Serpent, it's Combustible, it is the King Bomb ultimate. It's all these things that get mitigated with resilience, so a super value item and one of the cheapest credit costs out of anything. Invocal doing some gymnastics in the back line. Cassie rolling into a tree and keeping his perspective straight on to his target. That's a great kill. King Bomb here trying to find damage, but he's just gonna run out, not put himself in danger, and DarkRider have taken control of point number 2.
In the back line now, Kanessa finding one pop shot onto Makoa here, 51% and climbing. They won that team fight from the point. So it's going to close the window that Swarm have to try and get back and contest. Big fire spit will land on the 3. Almost takes down Dreiss. Another one coming through. Might actually confirm a kill here. Narrowly missed on that rocket. that would have claimed the life of Random Noob. The contest has come through right now, already a 4v5 in favor of DarkRider.
Dear God, the combustible fire spit's so good. They're lucky to have started the overtime, but without their healer, it's kind of inconsequential. Not much will happen there. Protection doing a great job on the Drogos. A guy we see a lot on Buck. He's really, you know, made his name and had high-level play on that champion, but hasn't been able to really, I think, make a staple out of any other. Doing really well on the Dragon today.
Loses that 1v1 as well. Now trying to find one more shot. Gets bubbled as well. There, the Accursed Arm comes through. Does find one kill onto William355, who's notably made a big switch. Normally a frontline player, playing the Bomb King, just trying to take away all of Random Noob's characters. Still having a decent game on Kinessa. You can see absolutely eliminating that Drogos there. Protection. One big Eagle Eye headshot is all that Mr. Paul will need.
Instead of Haven, if it doesn't activate, you don't buy that. If you pick that item up, you actually are going to be one shot as a Drogos by that. You don't have any health cards, and you're sitting at 2,400 health with a headshot. Literally a one shot in this game if they do it. And if they pick up Haven too, Nick, they don't get resilience, although the only thing to really counter resilience on this squad is the Torvald Hyper Beam and the Convergence. Two valuable opportunities.
Minute 25 left on the clock here. Convergence is up and ready to go. Could be a decent time to use it. Pretty big clumping coming out from DarkRider here. Getting picked apart from a distance though. Huge headshot. Doesn't quite kill the Maldamba, but will definitely make him think twice about peeking his head again.
And that's Haven. That's Haven right there. 2,100 only, just mitigating a bunch of that damage, about 300, keeping him alive. And that could be the difference in this team fight, that healer staying alive for them. And now Invocal looking to find some damage on a Torvald. Random Noob spots him out, but he's on a 12 streak, so he seems to be the one doing the hunting nowadays. Again, Protection so close to missing that one, but stays alive. And now Fire's going to clean him up.
Moving forward now, need that big Androxus pressure. Convergence will pull 3, and the follow-up is going to be good. Everyone that was pulled in was killed. Invocal will stay alive, finds a frag, doesn't get a whole lot for it in the grand scheme of things, but escapes with his life in the credits.
And 27% already for Saris. You're right. I mean, that really is the follow-up right there. Following up on her own ultimate, she already has 30% essentially back when she's able to fight, and this is going to make this defense that much easier. Those orbs are hitting for quite a bit, 45% now. And she's halfway through to having another Convergence if they need it. 10 seconds left on the push.
Hyper Beam does come through, hits a bunch of people up into the air, will only actually confirm a kill onto one, but juggling them up is enough, providing the disruption and Fire, confirming a lot of those kills. Everyone who got touched by the Hyper Beam did eventually die. Great stuff from Fire, filling in Bandy's shoes.
And when a Hyper Beam does that much for you, I mean, that's great. That's exactly what you want. You get a kill, you guarantee your kill onto the Makoa. You know, you disrupt the fight. You allow randomnoobtv a few seconds to essentially free fire and get that damage off. And he's proven that he could do well on the Kinessa. But what I really love about this going into it, DarkRider still has that star player showing up right now. Invocal hasn't died in so long.
Cauterize 3 as well online for him, so going to be pretty difficult once he gets rolling literally in the back line. And the big payoff now is yet to be seen from this resilience. This is where it's hit level 2 for everybody that has picked it up, and now we can try and see maybe it's going to save their lives off the back of that Dread Serpent or King Bomb or something here. This needs to be the big turnaround moment. Everyone's got their resilience online. It needs to pay off, however, for Swarm to take this game back in their favor.
Invocal spots out Fire, already gets some damage off in the fight. Fire's already low. Invocal rolling around. Now he's getting pressured out by Dreiss on the ruckus. Torvald coming over, but he disengages him away. Tries to fight him in the air, but already the Accursed Arm is landing damage. Invocal could be going down out of the fight, but it remains in DarkRider's control.
Koa gonna go down pretty quickly as well. Does take down Amos for his troubles. Fire finds Invocal. Fire spit over the top here. It's gonna land, but quickly Dreiss cleans up Protection on his way out. Very staggered respawns here. Koa now respawning. Invocal's coming up now, and another 2 seconds on Protection, excuse me, on his Drogo. 60% already captured for Swarm, and they have 2 ultimates left in the tank as well. Try and keep this capture rolling.
Convergence right now is going to be extremely important as they decide to try and take it over. As long as randomnoobtv is there to follow up. There's a Convergence looking for anything. He's blocked, can't see anything at all, but the headshots and the Headhunter is going to activate for some serious damage. Makoa running away. randomnoobtv wants to go into the fight, and charging forward is the Sniper. He'll help Fire to clean up too. Fire looking for another one, and Protection's just running away.
Not going to be able to do it. Does catch the Fire spit, throws back some damage. Swarm gonna capture that payload. Quick pause coming out here just to collect themselves, something going wrong there in the game, but great take-back potential there. The resilience paying off a little bit. We saw the Dread Serpent come out on the low ground, but again, no real pressure onto Random Noob. He even missed a clutch shot onto Protection Strogos in the backline. He stayed alive, but it wasn't enough. Random Noob getting it done in the team fighting as well. Fire stepping up big for me in this game, finding a lot of cleanup kills.
Oh, yeah, he's doing a great job, but more importantly, it's not just Fire, because I think he was maybe the second standout for me besides Random Noob. You know, he played the Kinessa the first match, did well, did decent damage, but now Dreiss is showing up. Amos is showing up with some big ultimates. The Hyper Beam is really, you know, changing the tides of those defenses and those objective fights initially. The one thing that, you know, I love that Random Noob TV did, the decision he made to just headhunter onto Invocal. He knew.
Yeah.
He is the key. He's the key log, the keystone. We finish him off, we're looking pretty.
Done and dusted. 2 minutes, 20 seconds remain. Spots Invocal again. Misses the shot, however. He'll retain his life for the time being. Big shot on a Makoa, 2,000 damage headshot, 1,000 follow-up. Sends that turtle back crawling to his team, but still waiting for the respawns here, waiting to get their full squad grouped up and ready to break this corner.
I love the movement too, just jumps down after he gets the shot, knowing that they're probably gonna look up to that upper ledge and, oh, where is he? Nowhere to be found. Combustible hitting for protection. That's gonna help charge his ult, but he's already got it charged up. Look at this, Invocal gets a kill onto Random Noob TV. Combustible still ready from the Drogos. If they get into a bad spot, he could blow them off the ledge, but resiliences are here. Hyper Beam's gonna try to find one. Nothing for his troubles.
Versal does come out. Invocal doesn't shoot anything into it, doesn't feed it whatsoever, stays alive as well. Great reactionary play from him to keep it going. Cursed Arm is still ready. He's looking for Invocal, but he's long gone. Fire, you got best turn around and head back the way you came.
Good
Storm
healing.
on the back foot right now.
And great spot out by MrHazee to just say, okay, let me just give Androxus the heal. I know he's dueling. Sometimes you don't spot those duels, you lose, and Vocal starts to run rampant on your team in the back line. But he spots him out, gives him the heal, reversal, enough to buy time. I mean, those are two different ways Androxus can survive. But Dreiss goes down here. Huge convergence coming through. Pulls all members of Dare Rising, but nothing there. Headhunter popped. One big kill, but not any follow-up after that.
Aldaba narrowly able to stay alive. Nice headshot. Sends him home. Reversal. Gonna land, actually.
Nice.
Finds the dash. Resetting one charge of that, but still not a super convincing team fight there. Big convergence, but what to follow it up? Fire wasn't in position with the Accursed Arm. They could have looked for something like a Hyper Beam, or at the very least, just a Runic Blast from the Torvald to silence everybody and try and, you know, convince them to go down a little bit easier.
And I don't think the Hyper Beam was ready. I think that's the big key. It's 94% now. Remember, he had used it earlier, didn't find any value. That's what I think they should have saved that convergence for. I mean, everyone on Dare Rising was pulled into that, susceptible. That could have been game over. GG, that push begins the stagger, and you just win.
Random Noob goes down very early on in the fight. Fire answers back
Big kill.
onto Invocal. Protection
Big
very
kill.
low. Fire finds him as well. Up over the top. Triple kill for Fire. Looking to make it a quad.
Big kills here. Fire coming through. Is he going to find it? Fire with the Quadra. It's not Invocal this time getting the crazy stats. It's Fire coming through with a 5 streak, playing like heat. Here, bringing the thunder.
Overtime already started, so last chance for Swarm to convert here. They could find the game. This is so important for them. Hyper Beam does come out. Looks like it found a couple of kills. Protection's off the map. Random Noob needs to go big here. He's getting dove by Invocal, though. Needs to stay alive.
Can't find any damage yet, but he's free to fire here. Though Invocal comes into the back line. Is he going to clean this all up? Cleaning crew here. Invocal, the head master of it all. And there's Amos. He's going to go down. Overtime, defended successfully. 4 streak for Invocal. Man, you cannot let this guy run free.
It looked so good for them for the time, but not enough left in the tank. A lot of times that happens where you just have this super convincing team fight where you wipe everybody, but then that ends up being your downfall, right? Because the payload wasn't quite close enough to win the game off of that, and then they all come back strong as 5. They don't have to make that tough call to just sit and spawn, or they don't get staggered, and then able to come out and find that clutch defense there, despite the follow-up Hyper Beam, despite the follow-up pickup kills from that. It just wasn't enough. Resilience 3s are coming through. Dreiss actually has enough credits somehow to go into Life Rip 3 this late in the game. Pretty interesting. So as long as he's not being cauterized, he should be sustaining fairly well on the point.
Good Cassie ultimate. They could spot out exactly where Random Noob TV is perching up with the sniper. Fire already taking a lot of damage and just a little bit late catching the combustible with it. Accursed Arm is here. They're not even waiting for the convergence. They find one kill on Invocal, and that's probably enough. Williams very close. Oh, through the trees. He's going to get the kill. Great plays by Fire, and he is absolutely feeling himself. 2 mid-air shots. Get out of town. Fire is on fire.
Hey, you said somebody had to tell you who to talk about. I mean, Fire is making a great case for himself. That Accursed Arm shot threading the needle through the tree was actually swinging that play. 1,000 free damage there onto the Bomb King player. 34 HP. He's able to escape with his own life, but 87% already in a Dread Serpent that finds no value.
Oh, nice dodge by Invocal. Doesn't get anything. Headshot. The twitch of time there. Invocal gets the kill on the random noob after that, though, but Convergence is enough to clean it up. Fire here ready to start spraying. He feels that his team has already won this one. Double kill for him. Wouldn't be the first time he got a triple. Let's make it a triple. Jeez. Reversal to shut him down. Emote to show him who's the boss. And yeah, I'm saying your name. That's because you just had a hell of a game.
Dear God. I mean, they needed somebody to step up and fill Vandy's shoes on this Androxus role. He's a very important champion to have in your roster for the meta right now, and Fire having a hell of a game on the character. Incredibly impressive stuff from him.
You can go ahead and brush your shoulders off on that one, dog. That was hot. That was
clean.
That was hot. I feel like I need to change of clothes out of here. You know, the degrees just raised up in this room and definitely in the realm. So they're rising. They're not only going to have to compete against the way the random noob is playing with this Kinessa, but this Frog Isle, it seems to work. But will it work at the highest levels? That's the real question, I think, moving forward from this set. But just taking a look at the stats, Nick, I mean, two big notes for me. Fire comes in with 85K on the Andro, which is big. But Invocal, 101,000 on Cassie here? I mean, that's an outlier if I've ever seen one.
That'll happen. She's got a lot of tanks to shoot, always damage to be found, easy to reset her roll shots, as well as, you know, Random Noob, for the most part, is standing still in the back line, so she can find a couple of pop shots. And as a matter of fact, you know, Invocal did take down Random Noob a couple of times from a great distance across the map. But the big thing here is the slash line for the Andro. 37-7, most impressive slash line in the game. And that's, he doesn't have the most damage because he doesn't need to. He gets up in the backline. He's not poking. He's going for the throat. Every single one of those kills. 10 solo kills on this Androxus. Top credits by a mile, which is very difficult to do on a flanker.
Oh, absolutely. And then just to put it all out there at the end with the reversal, find the actual Twitch kill and just aim it and just emote. I mean, that's confidence right there. Now you start moving into the set. This is what Swarm needed coming through. Dare Rising has some veteran players that we've probably seen their names a little bit more. Protection, one of those guys that we definitely know. But now Swarm, the upper hand in this set.
Yep.
They just got one more and they're sweeping.
They need it. Every single game between these two teams is going to be extremely important if they want to make it on to the next stage. Frozen Guard is where we will head. And do we see a switch up in strategy from Dare Rising? Can they just prioritize taking everything away from Random Noob to the point where they're putting William on Bomb King instead of a frontliner, which is traditionally all we have seen him play? We've never seen him stray from that path.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a good question. We'll have to see how they answer it, as well as the Kinessa being a decent option here for Frozen Guard. As the champion select will obviously tell us.
Even Dreiss can play that, though. We've seen that.
Yeah, no, this is a very interesting draft. It's going to mean a lot. Dare Rising have to come back. Will they be able to come back here in this draft?
And to be fair, you know, that is kind of the right call for Dare Rising. They go with the first pick, Cassie, after the game Invocal had on that. But Swarm didn't yet answer that question of who's going to step up. What else can we do besides Drogos and Bomb King? How much can we lean on Random Noob? And Fire definitely stepping up. They're going to answer back with an Androxus of their own. And I like this. This is, you know, F what the top teams are picking. That's all things equal. Everybody on all of those teams can play everything great all the time. Not the case for a lot of these rooks. They're definitely going with what they know right now.
Going with what they know and love. Androxus and Drogos, that's just looking like Fire and not Ice, but we are on Frozen Guard, but it will be Random Noob TV. Feeling very powerful here. Talk about Fire. Fernando with the Flame Lance in a drafts, Nick. Come on, this is you know, a counter to Drogos, okay? The Immortal with the buff that it received, 0.1 seconds.
William too, man. William's insane on Fernando. Swarm going to lock in the Makoa as well. I love it, man. I think it's going to be a better game overall when everybody's playing what they're best at.
Yeah.
And just seeing how they stack up as a team, playing what they are comfortable. This is going to answer a lot of questions about both Swarm and Dare Rising, if they're getting everyone where they're comfortable. Saris locked in as well. Maldamba for Dare Rising, and Swarm with the final counter pick could go for a second tank. Ruckus is still everything's still wide open in terms of the tanks.
That's true. The huge counterplay too. Buck could be interesting.
They
so just to ward off the Kinessa. So they go into this very tanky lineup with the Nara. The thing I like about this is the CC immunity on the Dread Serpent. If they try to put that situation where, oh, you can't come onto the point, you can't contest, you could just use your Earthen Guard, 5 seconds of contest. Also, if the Impale for Shaolin, I mean, Cassie with the disengage, I really like that she's going to be able to fight and keep their presence on the point in this matchup.
Sure, it's going to be very interesting to see the long-range fight. Definitely advantage over to Dare Rising. You do have Ripened Gourd for DarkRider's Maldamba, Bounce House for Protection's Buck, Aegis for Williams Fernando, Recurve for Invocal's Shaolin, and Jake B stepping up and into the roster with Cassie running Exaction.
You mean no Formidable, bro? Oh, you changed it to Scorch, actually. William 355 just changed it. Yep. All right, so he's actually going to be looking to flank more a little bit here, or just get more damage off of the Fireball. I like that choice. Sometimes you just don't need that much shield. MrHazee is going to be running Mortal Reach, Saris, Fusillade, Drogos for randomnoobtv. Actually, William changes it back to Aegis at the end, too. Very interesting here. What's he going to go with? And Droxus on Dark Stalker, and Amos going with the Pluck, Makoa, and Badman on Mother's Grace and Nara. As the point fight kicks off, Fernando with Aegis going to have a shield up, reduce the cooldown by 8 seconds, and never have to put it down unless they use Wrecker or they get that shield down somehow here. Getting healed up, though. This is a very good spot for Fernando at this point. As Jake P gets the first kill.
Traded out quickly, though. Random Noob answers back, needs to win this 1v1 double kill for Random Noob, and now he's got the angle on the rest of this team fight, quickly slaying Invocal as well. Fire Spit comes out. Direct impact here would spell the end of Maldamba, but wisely just backs up and tries to let his tank clean up the rest of that fight.
He loves this map, too. This is where we've seen him actually have some great games on this map particularly. Fire starting off well, but Jake B getting the better end of him. Not having to play against Jake B last game could be just a bit of a transition. Maybe Jake B coming in because they need that extra firepower to be able to deal with how well Fire is playing here.
Salvo's going to put some poke onto Invocal, poking him out for about 710 HP there. 96% already for Swarm, and no contest comes through. Too slow on the draw there. A nice wall worth mentioning as well, keeping everyone from Dare Rising zoned out. 2 free kills. It's going to be a lot of free payload push for Swarm.
It will be Saris with the first ultimate charged up as on the game and the entire game here. So that convergence to me, Nick, just so powerful. I don't know. More and more as I look at the draft from Denial in North America, taking the Yang, I think that's weird right now. I really think Saris' convergence is so strong.
Very, very strong. And on top of the fact that right now Random Noob is running Fusillade, so just comboing a salvo with convergence is you're looking at 2,000 to 3,000 damage. Saris can honestly put in, 1,000 to 2,000 damage just with their own follow-up. It's going to be basically dead to rights if you're finding yourself pulled in by that.
And let's not talk about an accursed arm as well added on top.
No thanks.
Or anything like that. Even if Nara runs her Warder's Field onto you, you're going to start feeling that one. Just everybody taking it and taking it here. Saris does go down as a result of that fight. Fire slaying Jake B, and just both of the members remaining here of Swarm just kind of pulling back, trying to disengage and wait for their full team.
William takes the bait. We'll be able to charge, get the shield up, stays alive for the time being. There's a Dread Serpent as well. Fire gets taken off, and Amos actually just feared off the map. So great Dread Serpent there from DarkRider. Big stabilizing play.
Will they invest into the resiliences? This is what they kind of get as a luxury item because of the fact that they won the objective. Those extra 300 credits from getting that objective means a Resilience 1, an easier Resilience 2 in round 2. And that could be the difference in making sure those Dread Serpents aren't as impactful as they're hoping it to be.
Great shots coming out from Invocal right now. Jake B does go down. Makoa spotted. Flanking out here is going to demand some attention, something to be paid for him. Fernando Shield.
How does he do it?
Already dropping in 3 shots.
He hit all direct hits there. How does he do it? I don't understand. This guy's so good at his Drogo's aim. The Fire Spit not going to connect just as I say that, but he is definitely warding off here a lot of huge hitting rockets. Needs to get healed up by Saris, though, and will fall.
Protection going to seize that opportunity to take him down. Amos gets healed up, but still ready to go on the convergence. He's going to do it. He's going to pre-fire. A lot of damage coming through. Immortal does get popped, but they've already lost 2.
Good stuff there by William to get the Immortal off, to save his teammates for a moment, just stall him out, but Fire's collected all the bounties, and he has gotten 3 kills in that engagement. Protection He's got nothing to do but leap away. He's better off at a gym working on his legs than actually contesting this fight right now. Seismic Crash here trying to end things and push successful for Swarm.
Triple kill for Random Noob before he gets shut down. Just beautifully executed. And that is what we need to see, right? The first thing that happened in that team fight was Random Noob died. Yeah. And then immediately, just to counter all that aggression, a great convergence comes out, and he's not even there to follow it up. It was basically all Saris that found that first kill, and then they found 2 more beautiful ones that were outside the range of the Immortal, and making the last 2 easy pickings once it expired.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do that, right? Dread Serpent from Eldamba has the potential to wipe that, but it brings him away. Convergence so strong in countering with this specific lineup that they have. It's going to be very dangerous. Random Noob TV wasn't even there, so no salvo. Imagine that. They would have all gone downhill. But Fernando with a resilience, he hasn't picked it up yet because they're strapped for credits. He's going to be able to pop out and get that Immortal out just fast enough.
Already down 2-0. Here comes the Dragon Punch. No Immortal. Cancel this one out. He's headed to the back line. He's looking for something, but better than I think most Drogoz players is the quickest to call it off. Being like, all right, I don't like where I'm at with this one. I'm just gonna turn it around and stay alive.
And he may have actually baited out Williams' Immortal there, and that would have been a good call because he then has the ultimate advantage. He's gonna get it back before Fernando, and then they can't use it on a convergence. 82% for Saris on that one. Out of the air, Invocal though gets the kill on the fire. Protection finds 2. Jake B finds another, and DarkRider contributes to the Dia side for Swarm. Dare Rising looking really good in this fight.
5 for nothing, just like that. Comeback mechanic as well. The zone is brutal on Frozen Guard, so I don't see anyone from Swarm even making it back to point. Dare Rising have all of the entrances covered as well. Quickly closing the gap here. Gonna try to get in there. The Androxus might be able to make it, but no, just barely. Dare Rising are gonna come away with this payload.
Good play by Amos though, to just pull out Invocal, forces the Heat Haze when it was kind of a weird spot to do it. And now doesn't have that open for a while. Hits very hard though. We'll charge that up relatively quickly. And nice impale there, just to force Makoa away. Just make him scared walking into that corridor. 2 minutes and 9 seconds left though. Dare Rising on the push.
Putting some poke damage out. Pops the scout as well. Jake B giving vision of everyone on Swarm to his squad. Eating some big direct impacts. Need to be careful. It's tough to win a peak war with Drogoz, especially once he gets in his rhythm. But hear that charge coming. William 5-5. 3-5-5 is in the back line right now. Protection is jostling, and while they were all concerned with Jake B in this ice cavern, the rest of Dare Rising is getting really good positioning on them for this fight.
No Immortal there, and actually gets hooked after that. Such a good play and use of CC to not use it at the same time. He could have pulled him while he was stunned. Waits till he's not stunned to get an extra 1.5 seconds or so of that, but it hasn't mattered at all. Dare Rising are storming through the gates here, and they're actually gonna maybe capture this. They are, without any contest from Swarm. Huge stuff by Dare Rising.
Yeah. And a misplay, I think, a little bit from Swarm. They had 4 people staring Jake B down that hallway, and they gave up so much position. They got snuck up on. Frankly, Fernando just popped right up on top of them, and they lost a clean fight. They've basically lost that entire round in 2 fights. They got 5-0'd on the point, and they got 5-0'd right in front of their base.
I mean, it's Cassie. She's pretty good looking, you know.
I feel you, dog. That new card art.
I mean, might have gotten distracted. I don't know. She's out there.
The 10 streak, man. They're looking for that. They're looking for that ult charge, shutting him down.
Womanly distractions there. Jake B taking advantage of his character model, and
they got 2 chicks on Swarm squad.
Maybe Drogoz
and a dragon.
Wishing he got kissed by her.
Ambiguous.
Do dragons turn into princes?
Turtle.
Yeah. Do
no
they turn
one's
into
after Cassie's booty right now.
Come on, man. You never know. It could be like a frog story where he turns into a prince and Beauty and the Beast.
Makoa's the frog.
Yeah. or Drogoz. They're both amphibians, and he's gonna actually take down Buck, the hitman there, and just do his job for him. He's very in dangerous position though. DarkRider with a really good Dread Serpent to disperse everyone. Invocal gets a kill. Heat Haze looking for one more. Will he find fire? No. Amos with the hook. Rampage for Jake B though. He's carrying a lot of the weight in this fight.
A ton of damage done. Jake B with 300 HP, now 600, getting the lifesteal. Amos just caught out, not with much to do, but swing his anchor at mid-air. Seismic Crash comes through. DarkRider will fall on the point, and despite the 12 streak, Jake B, not a whole lot more he can do for his team.
That's the big kill. They got the healer, now they got to be back there. Fernando's down as well. This is looking like Swarm's point if I've ever seen it. Out of the air. Oh, misses it just a little too late, and content to just poke away at Jake B. I don't think he's going to be able to get on the objective, and he will lose his life for trying to contest. Swarm lead this fight 3-2, and if it's anything like the other pushes, this will be 4-2, unless Dare Rising change something.
2 minutes remain in the ice caverns here, just punching the shield a little bit. That invitational shield looks so good, man. Still one of my favorite shield skins for Fernando.
Oh, man, and the skin together. Helios, Fernando, that's they got to bring that back because that is so good. I know a lot of people want their hands on this one. And William 355 with Aegis. Again, kind of a weird pick. I almost would have liked him to have the Scorch. Despite being the only frontliner, I feel like Fernando's shield at this point of the game, he just no value. You just one shot, two shot, it's done.
He just needs it for the cooldown. I mean, it's tough. It's in a tough spot. Fernando's in a tough spot in general with Wrecker being as strong as it is. That guy needs all the help he can get. Cooldown going to be pretty important. There's a big pickup, though. Invocal will take down Random Noob, and now he's got, that's the Scorched Dream a little bit right there, but...
That would have killed. If that
yeah, that
was
was 1 point at the game, right? I mean...
No, Nick. Scorch would have won
Aegis
this
wasn't
game.
up, if his shield cooldown wasn't available, he wouldn't have been able to push into that position
Absolutely,
safely.
but he wouldn't have been able to get that kill, which would have made sure that in consequence, he would have actually never needed the shield because he would have killed them prior to that day.
Cue the
Simple
X-Files theme
mathematics.
song.
A beautiful mind as well, Russell Crowe. Just all the math equations here. He doesn't have the Immortal charged up, unfortunately, so Drogoz will have a free kill here. William will go down, and despite using his charge, will not escape. Drogoz just looking at the ice, trying to melt it a little bit. Not how I prefer my drinks, but he definitely likes things hot here. 52 seconds left, and Fire heating it up as well. Convergence missed, though, and that's a big deal.
Definitely is. Nobody pulled in, but they still do get Invocal, which has been one of the key members of this squad thus far in the engagement. Reversal comes out, given the hands for only 300 damage, and now Buck trying to use this opportunity to dive the back line. Amos is pretty low HP, but still, yet to take a convincing win for either team in this fight.
They've got to kill Fire, and they do. Invocal and Protection combined. Great Dread Serpent, Random Noob. Great shot in the air. Invocal can't find the finishing blow, but Jake B certainly can. And now MrHazee is all but dead. So is Amos as well. This could be quadra kill by Jake B. Well, this is something to behold. Sub him in anytime, and he'll make sure he gets the plays. Definitely a standout in this game against Frozen God.
Ultimate spent, though. Dread Serpent not going to be available. Zone should be strong enough here. I don't think anybody was able to sneak by. No, all 5 members here are held under the igloo, and we will be seeing that 3-3 scenario. Ultimate's not really in favor too heavily of either team. Swarm a little bit closer on theirs. The Immortal is down as well as the Dread Serpent here, so as long as we see a nice Dragon Punch as well as some good damage put in from Random Noob, like we saw in the previous set, I think they'll be in a good spot here. Resilience is coming online as well from Swarm. Couple Rejuvenates as well. A little bit greedy here with the Kill the Heals for Jake B, hitting that Kill the Heal 2 mark. But it's all risk reward. If he can get one of those Kill the Heals off without the Cauterize, that's 600 HP, and that's how Cassie gets those quadra kills. That's how she snowballs an entire fight by herself. But 2 Cauterize 3s online for Dare Rising. The big thing here is Protection doesn't have Cauterize 3, and that might be a little bit... If he's trying to dive somebody at this stage in the game, oh, there's the quick burst damage though. Fire already out of this fight.
Well, hello, says Shaolin, and hello right back to you. Badmit goes in. Protection helps to slay Random Noob. William will get credit for that last kill, but Fernando and Inara battling it out on the point. Probably going to go to Inara after a while. Here's the seismic crash. Protection not CC immune, and he uses his ult and essentially wastes it, but he will stay alive. That's important for him. Cooldowns reset, and now 24% for Swarm. Dare Rising in control.
Fire in another bad spot here. Pops the accursed arm just to stay in the air a little bit longer. It does actually kill Jake B. Staying alive. Gets topped off as well. There comes the Dragon Punch. This might be the swing and momentum that Swarm need.
And that's it. They're already on the point, already in control of the objective. 72% Random Noob alive. This could mean that they 2-0 against their 3rd, 4th seed counterparts here. Soon to be 4th if they can't get onto the point. And with Protection going down, Convergence bringing them all in. It looks like the lesson has been given, and the students certainly are Dare Rising in this fight here.
That was very, very close, though. I mean, 3-3, that team fight was about as close as it gets. Full respawn waves coming through before anyone was able to take a convincing enough win, and really exciting set.
Yeah.
Despite being a 2-0, really good stuff from both these squads. I'm looking forward to the rest of their matchups. Those are the ones that are going to carry most of the weight, I think, in these qualifiers.
They're going to be really exciting. Every time those teams go up against each other, they'll play each other once more, as will all of these teams have those kind of rematch scenarios, so you can get excited about this one coming up again. The question, the issue, what will happen towards the end, though, is will this have been the decider already? Going one game ahead. And just having that chance to, if they get a big win off of either Team Cryptic or Denial, really move into that second position.
That's the issue, right? Because if Swarm need to win both games against Dare Rising now, they need to win their second matchup, as well as somewhere along the line they got to find a set against either Team Cryptic or Denial. They've come closer to taking a set off Denial than they have Cryptic by a large margin. But, you know, everyone has a bad day, especially if we see Cryptic or Denial clinch pretty early on. You know, that's where they can kind of let their foot off the gas, and that might be Swarm's best opportunity to strike. I mean, that, you know, might be why they're here right now, is because, you know, they almost took games off teams that were trying to maybe let off the gas a little bit that had already clinched.
Well, let's take a look at the standings to finish off today. It's been a lot of Paladins action. On the side of North America, it will be Team Cryptic with 2 wins and 0 losses. 1 win and 1 loss for Swarm, kind of working it themselves here, winning one of the big matches. Denial Esports will be 0-1 because they have actually only played 1 game and lost against Team Cryptic, the #1 seed currently in Dare Rising. They also find themselves losing here, finding at the bottom of the pack.
So still in a decent spot. Denial had their toughest matchup by far against the 1 seed, Team Cryptic. That is going to be their biggest opponent. They need to, you know, likewise, they need to take both of their games against Dare Rising and Swarm if they want to, you know, stay in contest here.
Both teams have a lot to fight for. In fact, every team has a lot to fight for here in Europe and North America. North America, more of a story of teams, I think, trying to develop. Europe, more of a story of teams who are already grounded, centered, and just trying to continue their reign. NA is a very exciting scene, so is EU. And guess what? If you're interested in more of this, Paladins Esports is on all the time, baby. Check in with us Saturday and Sunday. We'll be premiering at 2 p.m., a very new start time, which you saw today. But on the weekend, it will be 2 p.m. Eastern time as well. So stay tuned with us there. If you guys want to get involved, there's a giveaway in chat, just ! Giveaway to end the day. See if you win some crystals. And, of course, it's been great hosting this with you. My name's Evan Rayner. Rain Day. This is Nick Keogh, Hi-Rez Pretty Hair. From all of us at Hi-Rez Studios, we wish you a great evening. And as always, remember to never give up, never stop gaming, and we'll see you all in the realm.